Hi, again, we are on the second step of cracking catalpas. We've already taken 100 of these catalpas with a leathery shell on them or without the leathery shell to where they look like this. Whether they have a leathery shell or they don't, we recommend that they look something like this when you start the process. Process number one, you set the machine at 9/16 of an inch. You dump 100 nuts, or dump as many as you'd like, into the machine at looking like this. At 15 minutes, they come out looking like this. Now, we've reset the machine right now at 3/8 of an inch, and that is so far the optimum setting for cracking and processing these particular Indian almonds. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and process these now. We have 10 that we've already done in the pan, and there's 90 right here. And we are going to run these right now in the machine to give you the results. And here we go.
Turn it on.
What has to happen is, in order to make the nuts to go through the machine, you have to have volume. When you just put 10 nuts in the machine, they have nothing to help them go through. So, like in any cracking situation that we've been processing and discovering and so forth, we have come to the conclusion that it's best to run this machine full bore. And when you're in your step number one, just run it full bore at 9/16 to bring it down where it looks like that. Now they're ready in step number two. We're turning the machine on. The setting is at 3/8. And we're coming up with a really nice looking, I am just thrilled with the way these look. And they're beautiful, just beautiful. What I think is great is you've got one machine that can crack hazelnuts at 1,500 pounds an hour at 98% whole. Turn around and put English walnuts in it, and you can do 600 to 800 pounds an hour at 85% halves. Of course, resetting the machine. Turn around and put peanuts in it, and it does a phenomenal job on peanuts. And now we're cracking we're cracking this Terminalia Catapa tropical almond, and we've come up with a process with 2 steps. And like I said, when you put in lots and lots of nuts here, what happens is you get pressure, which then cracks the nuts. And so we're processing 100 of these nuts, and we're into this at a minute and a half. We're getting a good amount of, I'm just going to move these over so they're separated from what we're doing now. This has been our preliminary process. Now what we're doing is 100 of these, step number 2, where the fiber's been taken off and they're ready to process. I can imagine that your wheels are turning. You've already come up with an idea of how you're going to process these nuts. I would imagine that you're going to be well pleased and come up with a situation that's going to work for you. But I don't know about you, I am pretty thrilled right now with results of this particular nut, what we're getting. In any cracking situation and any processing of any nut, you're going to wind up with pieces, and you're going to be getting whole meats, and you're going to be getting pieces. The beautiful thing about this machine is it's adjustable, so you can experiment. You can even get a little more sophisticated. You could size all of the nuts and perhaps get a more optimum crack with higher percentages of holes. They're not too difficult to recognize in this process with a white background. They're easy to see. You've got these whole nuts, whole meats. We'll be getting a percentage on these of what we came up with of whole meats versus cracked meats on a 100 nut run. We are so thrilled with the results right now. You've got to realize that we're looking at something we've only done 2 times now. Once back in 2018, and it's 2022, and it is a great year. And hey, this is news in the making. This is good news. I mean, don't focus on what's going on in the world today. Focus on what you're seeing right here. Right now, the canals are full in Idaho. The crops are in the field. You've got farmers that are living by faith. They expect their crops to be harvested this year. We've got potatoes in the ground. We've got onions in the ground. We've got winter wheat. We've got soybeans, we've got peas and corn in the ground, and let me tell you, Idaho is one great state. We feed the world from Idaho. We feed China wheat. We feed the world. And remember, America has 27 processing plants when it comes to making gasoline and fuel. Only 13 of them right now are in use. If we cranked up all of our processing plants for fuel, the price would be $1.60 at the pump. Go figure. Like I said, this is great news. Look at this, folks. This is amazing. I mean, I am tickled. And I would imagine that you could polish brass, you could polish materials and metal by tumbling metal in this stuff and just cleaning it up. You could run a cogeneration plant, generate steam, make your own power, light your own plant like some of the larger processing plants do. But look here, folks. This is just too absolutely cool. Man. Laura, Alexandria, I think you've got something here that's gonna work for you. I hope you're as happy with it as I am. I don't know how long we've been running. Well, at the end of the film, it'll tell you how many minutes are on this spot. Does it tell you there, Abigail?
No.
That's it. Go ahead and shut that off. And we'll do a count and give you percentages.